This is Katie Hanrahan, and this is my Language and Literacy Rich Classroom presentation. Welcome to Miss Emma's classroom. As you can see, there's a lot of open space for the children to move about and play. We had centers that include the water table, car table, sensory station, art, and pretend areas. Now I would like to show you more detailed portions of the classroom. Children are encouraged to interact socially with friends in all areas of the classroom, but this is especially true with the sensory and water tables, along with the canvas area, which is in the middle picture between the car and the water tables. Children draw out stories at the canvas and discover new things at the water table and the sensory station, which builds their vocabularies as they go. While they're doing this, teachers are roaming the classroom, having discussions with each child. The children are encouraged to describe their work to the teachers and use their vocabularies to tell the teacher what's happening. At the picture book library and the circle time rug, children get to listen to music and stories where they get to play along with language and sounds. There are a lot of rhyming stories in the library area, and Miss Emma plays music and sings with the children every day to get them playing with sounds. Also, there are a lot of animal toys on the toy shelf where children practice making the animal noises as they play. Every day, Miss Emma reads at least one story to children. The books at the library center are also available during free play and nap time. Often, children are engaged in memorized readings or they ask to be read to during free play. The art table is a great place for children to practice writing and drawing, obviously. Every day there's paper and markers set out for children to create with. The canvas near the water table is also always available for drawing and painting. Additionally, there's a giant stuffed teddy bear and a book basket where children are encouraged to go when they need to calm down. So these areas all have places where children can read, write, and draw and practice their early literacy skills. Some of the downsides to this classroom are its small size, limited centers, and lack of technology. It would be nice if children had more areas for pretend play and a quiet space for reading, and some technology to practice with, but this is a Reggio Emilia classroom, so it fits with the school's theme. There's also very little cultural diversity in this classroom, which is surprising. All of Miss Emma's students are from white middle-class families, though, which may have an impact on her choice of classroom materials. Like I said, there's very minimal cultural responsiveness in the classroom. One thing you will notice when you walk into Miss Emma's classroom is the family pictures posted everywhere. Children bring in the pictures of their family and have conversations about them. And this is really the only culturally responsive item in the classroom. Many of the books are about animals instead of people, so the culture isn't incorporated there. My suggestion to Miss Emma would be to fill the library with books and with wide-ranging cultural topics like stories about minorities and women. Also, she could do some research about other cultures' practices and provide children with the time and materials to participate in them so that they can broaden their horizons before kindergarten. In my classroom, I have created more space for a larger variety of centers by moving the functional items like the bathroom stuff and changing tables out of the classroom. A large motor area like we saw in the 3 preschool videos was important to me, so I incorporated that as well. Like Miss Emma's room, conversation and music noise would be the sole noise of the classroom. In my classroom, I feel that the motor area and pretend areas will be the areas where rich language happens. I will have the house set up with pictures, kitchen tools, and books. At the motor center, I will have trampolines, small ladders, and foam climbers. Physical activity is something that I care about, so it will always have a place in my classroom. I'll also get involved with children's discussions as they play and promote the description of their activities so that they grow their vocabulary. Like Miss Emma, I would also have children bring in photos of their families to place around the classroom to teach about home cultures and spark child discussion. At the sensory table, I would include musical instruments from different cultures for children to experiment with. This would promote children learning the differences between sounds of instruments, while also touching on culturally responsive pedagogy. I also feel that music is important for young children and people in general, so that's why I chose to include music in my classroom. Perhaps children's families could also bring in musical activities from home for us to share as a class. At the circle time rug, I will bring in activities like the one to the right side of the screen to practice rhyming. Doing these activities as a class will take pressure away from child performance and make it fun to learn about rhyme. I would also try to incorporate home languages where possible, so teaching kids a few words in other languages so that they're playing with other languages as well. Each of the tasks of reading, writing, and drawing has its own center in my classroom. However, they will also be incorporated in other areas. There will be books and notepads in the pretend play areas as well as their respective centers. In the reading center, I plan to incorporate a variety of cultures into my library, so if you can see like the stories on the slide, like dumpling soup, monsoon, so children are learning about more than just their own culture when they're going to read. I will use the children as a guide and learn more about their home cultures and try to find stories about the people from their home cultures. And that's my presentation. I hope you guys liked my classroom. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them on the discussion board. Thanks.